So ladies and gentlemen, we are starting right now our first session for math, but I think after some minutes we are going to have a 3 minutes break, then we'll come back and finish session 1. Then after that, I think 19 hours somewhere there, we are going to have our session 2. Okay, so for the first session, it's going to be based on sets and a bit of functions. Okay, so there we go. We have the first question, which is coming from the set interval notation. One thing you should understand is that there is no test and there is no exam without this question. So you should be familiar with this question, because any test, any exam, this question has to be there. Set interval notation has to be there. So there is 90% chances that this question can come. Let u be equal to the universal, which is -5 all the way to 10, and set a is -1 to 6. 6 is included, but -1 is not included. B is 0 to 4, both not included. C is telling us to say x is a member of real numbers, but it should start from -4 all the way to what? To 7. Okay. Now, it's saying illustrate each of the following sets on the number line, hence or otherwise. Hence, find each of the following sets. There we go. The first thing that you have to do is to draw the universal. Here is my universal. Now, this universal is different when they tell me to say the universal is all real numbers, where it starts from negative infinity all the way to positive infinity. In this case, we have been told where to end. Okay. So then the last part I have to put open, because -5 is not included. I'll put -5 here, and then here I'll put also open, because 10 is also not included. That is my universal. Let me put u as the universal. Now, the first thing that I want us to solve is a minus c. But before we do that, let us first dismantle c. So c is telling me to say it is starting from -4 ending on +7. Since they are using less than or equal to both, meaning these two guys are included, meaning that in simple terms c is actually starting from -4 all the way to what? To 7, and both are included. Now I can start. I have -1. I'll put -1 here. I can put 0 to show that this side they are negative, this side is positive. But even if you don't include 0, that's not a problem. I'm going to put -4. The positive part for a and c, I have got 6 and 7. I'll put 6 here, and I'm going to put 7 there. The first thing I'm going to deal with, this guy which is saying a minus c. Minus simply means the next guy need to have a complement. So it's basically the same as a intersection c complement. It's more like I say 2 minus 1 is 1. So in 2 we are removing 1. So in a we are removing c. That's why it's a intersection c complement. Now I need to draw a, because in a there is no complement. So a is going to be the way it is, starting from -1 not included all the way to 6. 6 is included. That is my a. I'm going to put a line to show that this is my a. C complement. Initially, c is starting from -4 all the way to 7. But because it's a complement, c -4 is included, meaning that the complement part of -4 is not going to be included. It will go all the way to -5. That is the first c complement. Another one starting from 7, since 7 is included, then the complement part will not be included all the way to 10. Again, that is C complement. Meaning that from this point here all the way to that point, that is my C. But I don't want that line. Does that make sense? We want a part where C complement and A intersect. You are too quiet, guys. We want a part where C complement and A they meet. Do we have any part where these two guys meet? So what will be our conclusion? So what is the answer? Empty set. So in this case, I will report that A minus C. I'm finding. You can mute your mic when you respond. Then you mute your mic. We are not finding A intersection C. We are finding A minus C. So you report that A minus C is equal to empty set. Using the number line and also showing them that that is the answer. It's done. Without wasting much of our time, let us go to part 2.
So the screen has been disturbed. I don't know what's happening. You can see.
Everyone is experiencing the same?
We're seeing someone's phone.
Nizamchosa huyu. Okay. We can continue.
It's fine now.
Okay. So then let us go to part B. Part B is B complement intersection C. Then in the brackets we have this. So just brings complement inside, which is going to be B complement complement union C complement. Complement and complement will cancel. I'll have B union C complement. So as usual, let's do the same thing. We said that C complement, it was starting from here going this side, then again starting from there going this side. That was our C complement. Now let us go to B. B is 0 all the way to 4. Both are not included. 0 to 4. I'll put 4 here. So 0 to 4. Both are not included. Now, if I want to, I'm talking about union. Who can tell me the answer? So B complement union C intersect complement here. What would be the answer? This is now union, not intersection. Let's do fast.
0.4.
That's the answer, 0.4. Okay. Starting from, we are talking about union. So union, we want everything here. Then when we reach here, we'll jump, getting this part. When we reach there, we'll jump, getting that part. So then it will be -5 all the way to -4, not included union. 0 all the way to 6, not included union. 7 all the way to 10, not included. That's the answer. Unless you have got a question. Unless you have got a question. Okay, let's do the last one, which is going to be, oh, it's supposed to be 4. Thank you. It's supposed to be 4, not 6. Yeah, it's supposed to be 4. Thank you. So we can now do part 3, right? Because if we do part 3, I believe you can do this one is very simple. You can do this one and this one. So you are going to do this one and send me the answers. Okay? Let's do part 3. Again, we are starting from -5 all the way to 5, all the way to 10, not included. That is my universal. Then we can put 0 here. What else do we have? We have got -1. In negative side, we have got -1 and -4. Positive side, we have got 4. What else? We have 6 and 7. Since we are dealing with 3 of them. So then this is the same as C intersection A complement, then intersection B, like that. In simple terms, I'll start with C. No, let's start with A complement. Initially, A is 0 all the way to 4. It is not included, meaning that the complement part will be included. So starting from this point, going to this side, included, that is A complement. I'm talking about B. So A is starting from -1 all the way to 6. -1 is not included, meaning the complement part is included. So starting from -1 going to 5, -5. So that is my A complement. Again, since it is reaching on what? 6. 6 is included, the complement is not going to be included, going this side. So that is A. Sorry? So it's A complement. So we are excluding -1 to 6. So we don't want this part. This is A. So we're talking, this is A. So we're talking about A complement, which is we are excluding that part. So let us talk about B now. What is our B? Our B is from 0 all the way to 4. So 0 all the way to 4. Both are not included. That is B. C. C is from -4 all the way to 7. Both are included. -4 all the way to 7. Both are included. We go there and put it like that. That is my C. We want a part, since there is intersection inside, there is intersection outside. We want a part where all these 3 guys meet. So I can clearly see that where these guys meet is here, the 3 of them, not 2. Yes, you can ask.
We can't get you clearly. I don't know if it's my network or there.
Everyone is experiencing the same.
No, sir. It's just okay.
Try to leave the meeting and then rejoin. Now if you leave, meaning you are gone, another person will join. But you can leave and join fast. So we want to find the point where all A complement, B and C they meet. Do you have any point where all of them, the 3 of them, they meet?
Yes, we have.
Which one is that?
Yes.
Which one is that?
No, we don't have.
We want a part where all the 3 guys meet. Do we have any? We don't have.
Yes. No.
Which one, madam? The madam is... Which one, madam?
We do. Is it not from -4 to -1?
We don't have...
From -4 to -1.
We don't have B there.
No, we don't have the part where all the 3 are meeting. Oh, where all of them we don't have.
Yes, so we don't have. So then, what will be our conclusion?
It's an empty set.
It's an empty set. So we go there. You guys screenshot this. I want you to send me the answers for this guy and this guy. Not Yaka. So I want to tell you the truth. This question you need to take it seriously. You can mute your mic, mute your mic, mute your mic, mute your mic. You need to take this question very seriously because tomorrow, the time you're going to have exam and quiz and test, this question should be there. These are the most important questions under set theory. So understand this. Another set of the question that you need to know is this one. There will be no test without this question. Even even if when you go through the past papers, you'll be able to find this question in both test and exam. So express each of the following in a form of a over b where a and b are integers and b is not equal to 0. Give your fraction in its lowest term. Let's begin our discussion with the first one. So the first thing, just after the point, if there is a bar, then we say x is equal to the same thing. Write the same thing the way it is, 8.4, like that. The next thing, move the bar from this point all the way 1, 2. That would mean to say is hundreds, 2 zeros. 100x will be equal to, now this is 814.14 bar, meaning that it keep on going 141414. So I'll put again 14 bar, then do minus. In most cases you are going to have challenges on how to do minus direct. Put the bigger number on top, the small number down. But even if you do direct, you still have you are going to find the same answer. What I mean is, put,
So me, I can see the screen.
you can't see the screen, leave the meeting and join again. So it will be 100x is equal to 814.14 bar. Then this is going to be x is equal to 8.14 bar. Now you do minus. If you want, you can do direct from here, it's okay. But to avoid confusion and mistakes, put the bigger number on top, the small number down. So 100x minus x is 99x, right? Then this one is going to be 14 minus 86, eh?
Yes, it's 6. Yes, I 6.
6. Then what are we going to have? We have borrowed 1 here, so here there is 0, so it's 806. Divide that by 99, divide by 99. So x will be equal to 806 divided by 99. Now, the question here is this. Give your fraction in its lowest term. So we need to find a number. If there is any number that can go into 806 and 99, then that is okay. What number should we try? So you look at the bottom number. It's 99. Maybe let's try 3. Okay? So if 3 will not go into 806, then I think it should end there. I don't think there is any other number which can go into that. Not so. If you feel like time is not with you, don't even waste time thinking, end there. You know, whenever you're talking about math, you need to be very much fast and accurate, because tomorrow the test you're going to have is not going to be hard, but time. We need to be very much careful with time. So let us now do the one for negative. So I believe the way we have solved this one, you can solve this one. Now I'm going to solve this. If I solve this, you can be able to solve that. Then we'll solve that together. So this one now, there is a number which doesn't have a bar, which is 5. That would mean to say the first thing you have to shift the bar, or you have to shift the point to the nearest bar. So it will be, you have moved once, so it's times 10. So it is now 10x is equal to negative 45.23 bar. The next thing, starting from the same point where the point is, you move all the way 1, 2, 3. that would mean is 1,000 is going to be equal to negative 4523 then 0.23 bar. Like I said, if you want, you can do direct, or you can switch them. You can put this number on top, then put this number down here, negative 45.23 bar. Then now you can do minus. So if we do minus, 1000 minus 10 is 990.
Yes.
So we have 990x is going to be equal to, so here we start from these will give us 0. So we'll start with 13 minus 5. What is 13 minus 5? It should be 8. We have 1 here, so now it will be, we borrow again 1, it will be 11 minus 4. Oh, we have negative here, right? So the answer will still have negative, not so. This number is big.
Yes.
So we have got this negative, and this negative will give me positive, but it's still minus. But because this number has got bigger, it has got negative, and it's also bigger than this guy here, and we end up having negative. In short, in simple terms, if any question has got negative, your answer will still have negative. If it doesn't have negative, it will have positive, just like that. You follow the same thing. So we have 11 minus 14, or 11 minus 4 is going to be what? 7. Then I have remained with 4 here, so I have negative 4. So I think we have not made, is there any mistake there?
No.
So 4478. Let's divide everywhere by 990, even here 990. So x is equal to negative 4478 divided by 990. If at all there is a number which can go there, then you can do it. Do you think 2 can go into 990? Yes. So I think I can use 2, because there is 8 outside here. 2 goes into 8, so I know that on top there 2 is going to enter. So let's do 2 into 2, or 2 into 4 is 2, 4 again 2, 2 into 7, 3, then into 18, 9, 2 here, it should be 495, eh? Again, there is this number 9 and also this number 5. If I want to try any number, I can try 3. If 3 will not go, then it will end there. The reason why I'm going to use 3, because 3 can go into 9, again 3 can go into 15. So then I'm going to try 3, but I don't think 3 can go into 495. I don't think so. Yes, it goes. Not so. Have you seen the way I'm able to know to say I can use this number here to divide?
Yes.
So now I'll start with 3. On top there I don't know, but down here I know the answer. So 3 into 4 is 1. 3 into what? Remainder 1, right? Into 19. So it will be 6, remainder 1. Then into 15. Then into 15 is 5, right?
Yes.
So on top here now again 3. So we'll say 3 into 20. We'll say 3 into 22. 7 remainder 1. Then 3 into what? Into 13 is what? 4 remainder what? Remainder 1. So 3 doesn't go there, not so. So the answer ends there. Let's not waste time. So it ends here. Then another part that is confusing a lot of people, but not you, but those people for a long, long time ago, is this one for minus. So you guys go ahead and do this, and also that one. So let's do this one. This question is very simple, such that we should know that this guy which we have here, if I want to put it in fraction, what is 0.25? I want to put it in fraction. 1 over 4. So, okay, yes, you can say that. So 1 over 4. So now I'm going to leave it here. I'll deal with this one first, the fraction that I'm going to have here. Then I'll come and say minus 1 over 4. So we know that the first thing will be x being equal to 9.42 bar. Then now we push this one 2, which is 100. 100 is equal to this 0.42 bar. Next, I can do direct if I want, but because let's do minus. So 100 minus 1 is 99, eh? Then 12 minus 9, 3, eh? We have 3, we have 9. Is this correct?
Yes.
Divided by 99, 99. But now, because you can mute your mic, because we have got 3 here and 9 here, I believe 3 can go. Mute your mic. So 3 into 9, 33. Into 9 is 3. 1 there is going to be 1. Then here it will be 3, 3. Is there any number which can go into that now? Can 3 go there? Okay, let's leave it there. So I'll say 3, 1, 1 divided by 3, 3 minus now this 1 over 4. So the common denominator is the same as just saying this times this, which is what? That is going to give me 12. 2 carry 1, 12, then it will be 13. I don't know if I've made a mistake. Indeed supposed to be.
That's the answer.
Are you sure? What is 33 times 4?
8 times 4, that's 4, 13. 213.
213.
Yes, sir. Yes, it should be 213.
Okay, 213. I'll put it here, 213. So then what we should know is that 33 into this guy, because we did, this is simple now, because we did this times this, when you are 33 into 213, it will go 4 times.
Not 213, sir.
It's what, 132?
Yes.
So 132, 33 into 132 is 4, because we did times here. So 4 times 3, 11. So 4 times 3 is 12. So we write 1 carry 2, right? Then 4 times this is going to be 4, 2, so it will be 6. Then 4. If I've not made any mistake here, I think it should be 164, right?
No, sir. It shouldn't be 164. It's supposed to be 1000 something.
Ah, are you sure? 4 times 130. Oh, yeah.
Yes, because that's 4 times
Yes.
1, that's 4. 4 times 1, that's 4.
So 4 times, okay, let's start with 4 times 3 is 12, right? So we write 1, carry 2, then 4 times
1, 4. 4 times 1, 4. So it's
1200 1204. Oh yeah, okay, 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 okay. Minus then 12, there it will be 33. 33 times that is just that, right? Then what? 1244 minus 33. Guys, this is the same as this. 1211 divided by 132. 132. You know, don't even waste time. If you feel like you can just end there. But if there's a number, if you know that there's a number, but stop thinking. Because in math, if you start thinking now, start looking for the number for about 5 minutes, you are wasting time. If I can't find the number, if I can't find the number, stop wasting time. Leave it just like that. They are going to give you marks. So this one we should know it, guys. It's very important. Another set of the question that you need to know is this one. Now this one I believe is simple for you, but I'm going to solve two questions only. Let me solve 3 and 2 or 3 and 1. They look a bit complicated, but they're not hard though. I believe these other ones we can do, right? So 3I divided by 1 plus 1 divided by 2 minus I. Mute your mic. From here, what I'm going to do, there are two ways of killing a rat, or there are too many ways of killing a rat. But what I can do, I'm going to use the simple method. Is either I can get the common denominator direct, or I can get the conjugate both sides. What I mean is this one will remain the way it is, plus 1 over 2 minus I times, then this one will be 2 plus I, 2 plus I. Not so. So 3I plus, if I do times, on top there is 1, so nothing is going to change. I'll have 1, I'll have 2 plus I. Down here, 2 minus I multiplied by 2 plus I. Anything, if you're multiplying anything by its conjugate, there is a simple method. There is no any mark that is going to be given to you by doing 2 times 2, you write here 4. 2 times 1, you write here what? Times I, you write here 2I. Negative I times 2, you write here 2I. Then again you write here negative I squared. There is no any mark for this step here. The best thing you can do, guys, is if you are multiplying anything by its conjugate, we square the part having negative. In this case, this guy has got negative. I'll say 2 in the brackets, I'll square it, minus I in the brackets, I'll square it, which is going to be 4 minus I squared. So this, I have now expanded that. Should I repeat myself?
Yes, sir.
If you're multiplying anything by its conjugate, stop wasting time expanding it the way you expand. The best thing what you can do is get the part having negative. In this case, this is the part which has got negative. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to square the part having negative. Put them in brackets, square this guy, don't touch this minus, then get to the next guy, put it in the brackets, then square it. Then you end up having this. This is the same thing even if I expand this normal way. Let me show you. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times I is plus 2I. Negative I times 2 is negative 2I. Then that will give me I squared. These they will give you 0. Then it will be 4 minus I, which is the same as that. You get my point, right? So then I'll just come direct here and say this is 4 minus I squared. Then I'll have 3I plus 2 plus I divided by 4. Wherever you are going to find I squared is negative 1. So you replace it with what? Negative 1. The next thing that I need to know is 2 plus I divided by, this is going to be now 5. Not so. So here there is 1, remember. The common denominator is 5. 1 into 5 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15I plus 5 there 1. So I'll have 2 plus I. 15 plus I is 16I plus 2 divided by 5. They are saying leave your answer in a form of A plus IB, meaning that IB has to be to the other side. So this is the same as 2 plus 16I divided by 5. But we want to leave this guy to be independent. So it will be 2 over 5 plus 16 over 5I. This is the answer. Unless we have questions. Ask.
If I say A plus, leave your answer in the form of A plus IB. What if your answer between the real number, the real and the imaginary, there's negative?
It's fine. No, there's no problem. It's fine.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. So it can be either negative or positive. Okay, if we are good to go, then we can quickly go to question 3, and I believe you can do part 2. What if they cancel math tomorrow again?
I heard that it is cancelled. Yes, I heard that mathematics class is cancelled. Test, I mean, is cancelled. Not 11:20, but. So you guys will 11:20 are not doing the math class. Yeah, it's on. It's on. But I heard that as for 1100 is not there, so we are not going to have the test.
Okay, that's good though. So that you prepare more notes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
When are you guys closing?
11:20 we are writing.
What time are you writing by 11:20?
9 hours.
Okay. Okay, let's do this first. Then we jump to. You can mute your mic. You can mute your mic. So let's now do this one. So this one now I'm going to expand the normal way. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3. Mute your mic. Is 9. Then negative I, that is going to be 2I. That is going to be 3I squared. Who is behind on how to expand this part? The top part. Who is behind? Okay, so 1 plus I. Then now we know that I squared is equal to negative 1, so it will be 6 plus 9I. But this one, 9I minus 2, is basically 7I. Then minus 3 times negative 1 divided by 1 plus I. So it will be 6 plus 7I plus 3 divided by 1 plus I. So then it will be 9 plus 7I divided by 1 plus I. When you reach at this point now, you can do times the conjugate, 1 minus I, 1 minus I. Then we can clearly see that, like I said, the top part you are going to multiply the way it is. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times I, negative 9I. 7I times 1 plus 7I. 7I minus c, or 7I times I, negative I is negative 7I squared. If I'm multiplying anything by its conjugate, square this part. So then I know that where there's I squared, I'll put negative 1. Negative times this negative, it will be plus 7. So I have 9. Negative 9 plus 7 is negative 2I, then plus 7, divided by 1 minus I squared. Who is behind?
Sorry, sir, I got the same question. Just asking, what was the final? Sir, you are too fast.
What was the what?
The final answer, just the solution for what? 21.
Question 1.
Yes, sir.
I've forgotten. I don't know. What was the answer, guys? I think it was, I don't know if it was
2 over 5 plus imaginary was 16I over 5. 2 over 5 plus 2 over 5. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll go through it.
I'm too fast. 9.
Yes, sir, you're too fast.
Okay. 9 minus, it's good that I'm too fast. So I can increase the speed, right?
Yes, I can move at the speed of light.
So 9 plus 7 is 16 minus 2I divided by 1 minus negative 1. So 16 minus 2I divided by 2, because this is going to be plus. 16 over 2 minus 2 over 2I. 2 there 4, we know 8. 2 there I. This is the answer. So the one who was asking, you have seen now that there is minus, but here there is plus. So this is still okay. Okay, now we are solving this one. Rationalize the denominator. Isn't it the same question we are from solving? No, it's not the same, but it's similar. Okay, let's do this one. So this question, there is 12 here, but on top here there is not 12. There is 3, the square root of 3 and 2. Therefore I can't go ahead and start now dealing with 12. So what am I going to do? I'm going to choose between these two, the square root of 3 and 2. I'm going to get 3. Okay, why am I going to choose 3? 12 divided by 3, it is 4, meaning that 4 times 3 is 12, meaning it's going to be the square root of 4 times the square root of 3, because this is a perfect square. So if I use 2, it's going to give me 6 and 2. So both of them are not perfect square. So I need to choose a number between this guy and that noun. When I divide it, the number which I'm going to get, it should be a perfect square. So I've chosen 3.
Sir, can you explain again on the first part? I haven't gotten it.
On top here we have got the square root of 3 and the square root of 2. Down here I've got the square root of 12. I can't continue with the square root of 12 because it's going to confuse with what? 2 guys which are on top there. The simple method that I can do is I need to choose a number between the square root of between 3 and 2, which when I divide it by 12, the answer should be a perfect square. When we say perfect square, there is a square root of that number. Without using a calculator, you can find the square root of that number. So 3 into 12 is 4. The square root of 4 is 2. So then this is going to be changed to be 2 root of 3. Do I have to ask you that, have you understood? Or maybe I should just go?
Yes, we have understood.
Thank you. So 2 root of 3 minus root of 2 divided by 3 minus 2, the square root of 4 is 2. root of 3. So 2 root of 3 minus the root of 2, then I'll divide this by 3 minus, this is going to be 4 root of 3. Now I can go ahead and rationalize the denominator. I'll do times 3 plus 4 root of 3, 3 plus 4 root of 3. Now we can do times. So that should be your network. You can leave the meeting and join again. But once you leave, then you are gone. Another person is going to join. So root of 3, 2 root of 3 times 3 is going to give me 6 root of 3. This guy times this guy, I'll end up having 8 root of is like the square root and square root. Here I'll have 3. You know this principle? If I do square root of 3 times square root of 3, the answer is 3. Or maybe you don't understand why we do that.
We do understand.
That's good. So root of 3 times root of 3 is just 3. Then negative root of 2 times 3, it will give me 3 negative root of 2. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Negative root of 2 times 4 root 3 is negative 4 root 6. This and that is root 6. Down part, stop wasting time. I said you can square the part having negative. That's all. So it will be 6 root 3, then 8 times 3 is 24, minus 2 minus 3, that minus 4 root 6. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 4, 4 squared is 16, root of 3 squared is 3. So then the part having square root, let them be to the other side, and this 24 should start. So then I'll say minus 3 root 2, then I can now write this guy, plus 6 root 3 minus 4 root 6. Divide this by, this is going to give me, it's going to give me what? 1648, 16 times 3 is 48. Then 9 minus 48, it should be 39, not so? Negative 39. Negative 39. When I do that, negative should not appear on the denominator. I'm going to divide negative by everything on top there. So it will be negative 24. What do you mean, Sano? What do you mean, sir? So negative 24, I'm dividing. Yes. So the square root of 3, sir, times the square root of 3. What is 3 times 3? Hmm? 9. So what is the square root of 3? Oh, the square root of 9. That's the reason why it's 3. So we are dividing everywhere by 24. By negative, sorry. So here now it will be negative, here it will be positive 3 root of 2, then here it will be minus 6 root of 3 plus 4 root of 6. Everything now is divided by 39. So the way you have to leave your answer, it should be in a form of, I'm going to write this negative 24 divided by 39 like that, then plus 3 root 2 minus 6 root 3 plus 4 root 6, then divide it again by 39. If you want, you can leave it here, but other people will tell you to say you can also deal with just this and that guy. You can factor out other things here. You can factor out maybe negative 2 and then negative 2 root 3, but still you are just wasting your time. Even if you end here, no one is going to penalize you, they will still give you a mark. I don't think this question can come, but let's do it for the sake of doing it. Given that x and y are set, simplify as far as possible each of the following. So whenever you are trying to simplify sets, it's something that is not complicated as long as you understand simple principle. The first one, we know that it's going to be x complement union, then y, where there is minus, is going to be intersection x complement, then we bring that. Now we can bring this complement inside. When this complement comes inside, this guy is going to change. Even that one is going to change, but for now, I'm going to put this complement here outside. So it's going to be x complement is just x. So this will be now intersection, then y intersection x. Who is this person making noise now?
Switch off your mic, say. Wood them.
Okay, I've kicked them out. So x complement, we are okay up to this point, right? Before we continue to the next step.
Yes, sir, we are okay.
Okay, cool. So then we know that here is going to be x intersection y. Now when this complement comes inside, it will be complement then union that. One thing I want you to know, there is what we call, they are not going to teach you this, but have you ever heard of absorption method, absorption law? If you can't see the screen, that should be your network, madam. So leave the meeting, join again, you'll be able to see the meeting.
Yes, I haven't heard about absorption method.
Let's wait for this girl who is complaining. Are you still here? Or you have gone? Are you back? I don't know if she's back. So have you ever heard of absorption method or absorption law? You haven't, right? Yeah, that's why I told you to say. Even data boys, they don't know about absorption law. So today is the day for you to know absorption law. So absorption law states that if you have got this guy x here outside, inside here there is also x. There is intersection here, there is union. Even the opposite, where there is union here and then there is intersection there. So absorption law states that you have outside this guy, but again it is appearing inside. The answer is the same guy x. So you didn't know about this, eh?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Then there are those people who still don't understand absorption law. Then we go back to grade 10. So we use this method. Yes, there's another method I'm going to use. Listen, just wait. Yes, please. Mm. Yes. So if you don't understand absorption rule, then we go back to grade 10. We use the Venn diagram. So we have two things, x and y. So I want to show you why it is x. So pick any number, you just put 1 in 2, 3, then outside put 4. Now let's list a x. X is 1, 2. Then what is y complement? 1 and 4. Now let us now put the numbers here. What is x? X is 1 comma 2. Intersect it. Then what is y? Y complement union x is 1, 2, and 4, right? Have you seen what I'm doing here, guys? For those who are not understanding absorption law, have you seen what I'm doing? You're not responding. So now, the number that the no, you'll be able to understand the next question. We also have, I think, the same thing. So, what numbers can we find in both this guy and that guy, which is 1 and 2? Not so. The intersection. So, from what we have, this guy and this guy, what is 1 and 2?
It's X.
That's why the answer is x. When the what? Are you asking in the background? You didn't understand. Mm. Yes. It will still work. It will still work, but you are a bit wasting of time. But we want to work with time. But it will still work. Let's do this one. Which one can we do? Let's do C. You can mute your mic. Ben alina moma ben. Mu background mveka kye moma. Ben is with moma. Okay, let's continue. Ben, are you still there? Let's continue, Ben. So now, let's go to part C. Part C is telling us to say x complement. Why should I solve this? Is bit similar to this?
But some of us didn't understand.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. So you understand that when this complement comes inside, this guy is going to change, right? So it will be complement intersection y intersection x. Then we have got complement here. But complement is just in x. Intersect it with I'll have y. But because this complement will come inside now, it is complement union x again complement.
Why double complement there?
Because there's already another complement. Now this one outside, we bring it inside is complement. They'll cancel.
Right.
We are okay now on this part, right?
Yes.
At this point, if you want, you can distribute. You can say x intersect it with y complement union x intersect it. Do you know the reason why I can't use this absorption law here? I said if So because inside I've got x complement, if I had x just, I would have concluded that x is my answer. But because there is x complement inside and outside there is x, those two guys are not the same. So I can't say I'm going to use absorption method. When I reach at this point, yes,
if you had x union and then inside the x did not have the complement, can you use absorption method?
you mean this, right?
Yes, exactly that.
Yes. Still, the answer is going to be x. Do you know the reason why the answer is going to be x? Because you have got intersection here, or everything that you are going to get is like when you distribute, you are going to have this. You are going to have intersected with x, x union x. Again, it will take you back to the one we had at first, where union now will be inside, because x union x is x. So it's still, you can use distribution method that in that case. Now here, what is x intersection x complement? Guys, these are the principles that you need to know. X intersection x complement is empty set. X union x complement is universal set, which is E. You don't know about this? Do you want me to prove it for you?
Yes, we do know, sir.
Okay. So if you do, then there's no need of me wasting time. So it is now. So if you don't know that x intersection x complement is x intersection x complement is empty, you can let me know. I can prove it for you.
So, sir,
Mm.
can you just give it a brief explanation on it?
Which one?
The same one, x intersection x complement is it's an empty set.
You mean when you are solving, then you explain to them the reason why it's an empty set?
No, like I want to know how
Okay,
to do
okay,
it.
okay, no problem. So, but you understand that x union x complement is universal, or maybe I explain both.
You explain both.
So let's have a Venn diagram, and let's pick numbers. You can mute your mic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's have our x. X is 1. Let's say this is just x, this is y. Let's have our x. X is 1 and 2. What is our x complement? Our x complement is 3, 4. So now we want to find the numbers which are found in both x and the x complement. Do we have any?
No.
That's the reason. That's the reason why that's the reason why it's an empty set. Now let us also talk about the reason why x union x complement is the universal. X is 1, 2 and x complement is 3, 4. So when you're talking about union, we are writing the sets, the numbers which are found in x and x complement, which is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Not so. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, these are the numbers which are found in all the set, which is the universal E. You are now okay?
Yes, I get it, sir.
Thank you. So then here we can clearly see that this is going to be x intersection y complement. Now if we union it with empty set, I'll end up with just this. So this is my answer. It can't go further than that.
Understood.
Prosper, are you here, sir? What's the answer for B? Tell me the answer. In 30 seconds, you can be able to know the answer here from the explanation I've given you. Prosper, what's the answer here? Hmm? Why is the answer? Because I'm going to use the absorption rule. So why is the answer? This one here, if we have this guy in common, it's the same as x intersected with y union y complement. Have you seen how I've dismantled this one? Or maybe we're still behind. A intersection B union C. If I distribute this, do you know that? Can you mute your mic? Mute your mic. You guys can mute your mic. Okay. Okay. This is the time to kick you out. Okay. Do you guys understand that if I distribute this, it's going to be A intersection B union A intersection C? Do you know about this?
Yes. We do.
So if this A appears twice, it's the same as it's going to be outside. Intersection appears twice, it will be here. So if I want to take it back here, I'll say A intersect it, open brackets, then I'll get B and C, then I put union. So it's B union C. It's the same here. X appears twice. X intersection appears twice. Intersection, there is Y here and this guy, then union will be in between. So Y union Y complement. What's the problem now? We are now good to go.
Yes, sir, we are good to go. Thank you.
What is Y union Y complement? I talked about this recent just after I think few minutes ago. What is Y union Y complement? Universal set. Oh, yeah. Why the empty set? A intersection A intersection universal is A. So what is X intersection universal?
Sir, do we have
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to session 2. I don't know how many sessions we're going to have, but welcome to session 2. And then let's try to push. Let's try to solve as many questions as we can. And we'll see how it's going to be. Okay? Okay, so now we are now touching functions. One thing that you need to understand, guys, is that whether you like it or not, tomorrow there should be a question under quadratic function. They'll ask you to say express it in a form of a open brackets x plus p close the bracket squared then plus k. Okay, I've exchanged them. You're writing on Tuesday?
for 11:20 has changed?
11:20.
11:20 hasn't changed. We're writing tomorrow.
Then 11.
They just change the period.
So 11:20 is on tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. So there we go. Let's say we have f of x. You can mute your mic, equal to 6 minus 10x minus 4x squared. Then they ask you to say, write this in a form of a, open brackets, x minus k, or x minus h raised to the power 2 plus k, where a, h, and k are constant. Okay. Then next they say sketch the graph of f of x indicating the intercept and turning point. So this is a quadratic function. We already know about that. Now I need to use completing square method if they say I should leave my answer in this format. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I need first to rewrite this. X squared has to start, so it will be negative 4x squared minus 10x plus 6. Now the next thing is I need to factor out m. Completing square method, I'm going to show you another method which is simple for you. I'll factor out 4, and here I'm going to remain with this. 10 divided by 4 is what? Is 5 over 2, right? X. Then put plus 6. So there are those people who can't see the screen right now because someone is sharing the screen. I don't know who is that person, but now they have stopped. People are bad. And then these data boys who are sharing the screen, they feel like teaching as well.
I think so, sir. So I have a question.
Yes, madam.
I didn't really understand what that was said.
You didn't learn
No, I learned, but I didn't really understand how you were finding X using the Venn diagram.
using the X, using the. Oh, you're talking about session one.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll answer that question when we're done with this one.
Thank you very much.
Let's continue. Time is not with us. So then we are trying to. This is completing square method that I'm using right now, and I know you guys you are familiar with it. Negative 4, unless you don't know what I'm doing. So what we actually do here, I'm supposed to do 5 over 2 times half, which is going to be 5 over 2, which is going to be 5 over 4. So it will be plus 5 over 4. Because this is positive, that's why inside here is also just positive. I'll square it. The same thing, do minus 5 over 4, then square it as well. Then put this guy which doesn't have x, don't touch it, leave it the way it is. Negative 4, now you are ignoring this because this is squared and this is squared. You write x plus because of this plus, and then I'll say 5 over 4, I'll put in squared here. Then minus 5 squared is 25, 4 squared is 16. Bring this 6 here. Who is behind before we continue?
So why are we moving up the six? Why are we not dividing it by four?
Okay, so I said, I think if you've been watching my videos, I've been dividing 4 everywhere, right? Like for all completing square method. So this is the simplest method. You just leave it and deal with the one having x squared and x. Then leave the one which doesn't have x, just put it outside. You're not going to have challenges when you are multiplying. It's going to be easy. So it's the same method actually. You can use that one, divide it by 4, meaning the bracket has to cover even the 6 when you divide it by 4. Are you getting me, sir? When you reach at this point, now multiply it by negative. Open the big bracket. So it's going to be negative 4 x plus 5 over 4 squared. Negative and negative will be positive. Then you have got 4 times 25. Put it in the brackets, divided by 16. Then now, since you have opened, put plus 6. 4 here, 1. 4 here, 4. Now you have remained with negative 4 x plus 5 over 4 squared plus 25 over 4 plus 6. Now you can simplify that. When are you guys crossing? When are you guys crossing? Okay, negative 4 x plus 5 over 4 squared minus, oh, this is plus, not minus, sorry. Let us now go ahead and simplify this. So you have already crossed. And why are you not registering with transcended so that you should be enjoying? 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times 25 is 25 plus 4 there, 1 there, 4 times that is 25, 24, sorry. I'll end up having 49 divided by 4. The way you are understanding right now, if I take you through physics and then you go and pass, if you didn't understand projectile motion during this holiday, we are going to start from scratch. Then you understand projectile motion, you come back and we continue. If I was you, I would have registered with transcended, but because I'm not you. Now, here what we're going to do is we need to find the turning point. But the question first part is express this in the form of x plus x minus k, then squared plus, I don't know which is here, which is h. Here there is h, then here there is k. This is the answer for the first part I have found. So I found the value of h, a, and k. The question continues to say, hence, find the turning point, which is TP2 room 17 or TP2 room 12. So TP is turning point. Turning point has got x and y. This is the x value, this is the y value. But you get the opposite of this. Sometimes you don't understand when you say the opposite of that. Get what is in the brackets, equal to 0, solve for x. X is equal to negative 5 over 4. So then it will be negative 5 over 4, comma, you get this one the way it is, 49 over 4. Do you guys know that I can find the turning point? If the question is not asking you to express that in a form of a, in this form. If the question is not asking you to do that, they just say sketch. There is a simple method which we use, not a completing square method. You know that method, right? Okay. I'm going to show you. After finding the turning point, we need to find what we call the intercept. To find the y-intercept, you can mute your mic. X should be equal to 0. So f of x, if I put 0, it will be 6 minus 10 times 0 minus 4 times 0 squared. This will be 0, this will be 0. So y will be equal to 6. So it has to cut at y is equal to 6. Okay? Are we okay on how to find the turning point?
Yes.
Any problem? Then to find the x-intercept, what you have here, I want to show you something. We have negative 4 open brackets x plus 5 over 4 squared plus 49 over 4. Bari kuchecha aba. Okay, tabachosa bari kuchechi. So now this is what I have. Instead of you wasting time using the that quadratic equation formula, that is not, you are going to waste time actually. But the best way, what you can do from here, just equate everything equal to 0. Shift this to go to the other side. So you have negative 4x plus 5 over 4 squared is equal to negative 49 over 4. Now I'm going to divide everywhere by negative 4. This negative 4 which is outside the two brackets, here also negative 4. So here these two guys will cancel. I'll remain with x plus 5 over 4 in the bracket squared is equal to negative 49 over 4 is the same as times 1 over negative 4. I have not changed anything here in case you are confused. If I put division here, it's the same as I put division there. So it is negative 49 over 4 times 1 over 4. Negative. This is negative. We're talking about this 4 here. You understand? Now, what I can do is I have got x plus 5 over 4 raised to the power 2 is equal to negative and negative can cancel. Then I'll have 49 over 16. Who is behind up to this time? Up to this point? Before I continue. If you're not okay with this method, if this is factorizable, you can use factorizing method or the quadratic one. It's fine. Then I can go ahead and now get the square root. To get rid of this 2 here, even here, once I do that, put plus or minus this side. Now you have x plus 5 over 4. The 2 and the square root have gone. Plus or minus. The square root of 49 is 7. The square root of 16 is 4. These are the methods that we use to teach data boys so that they should go and teach their girls at basement. So you shine. You go there and tell them, okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to shift this to go to the right side. When it goes to the right side, it has to come here. So it will be negative 5 over 4 plus or minus 7 over 4. Then the Kama girl you are teaching now, she'll be like, wow, this data boy knows how to do these things. Tomorrow, what time can we meet again? Not you teach them complicated method. Tomorrow they will give you an excuse. No, tomorrow I think I'm busy. I'm not going to make it. But make them to understand so that tomorrow they should tell, oh, what time can we meet? They even tell, oh, I can cook for you actually. When you tell them that I'm hungry. These are the methods that you can convince these girls. Now, here what I'm going to do is, I have got two things now. Negative 5 over 4 plus 7 over 4 or x is equal to negative 5 over 4 minus 7 over 4. Aba bali kuti aba nangaba panga chongo aba bashadrik.
I'm here, sir.
You are making noise, sir. Your mic is not muted, sir. So this is what we are going to do. X, the denominators are the same, add the numerator. So negative 5 plus that is 2 over 4. Now it can be 1 over 2. I'm done. Next, x will be equal to negative, what is 5? 5 plus that, it should be 12 divided by 4. Then it will be negative 3. Not so. Have we made any mistake? These are the methods you can be using, guys. If you still think, if you still if you're still having challenges with this one, you can use the usual one. Who has got a problem on how to find the x-intercept? After finding the x-intercept, you need to know that if a is less than 0, the graph has to come out like what? It has to come out like that. If a is greater than 0, it has to come out like that. A in this case is less than 0. The graph has to come out like that. After knowing that, the next thing that you have to do is to come up with a neat graph. Not graph kwati papita zovu. Neat graph. Okay? So then, one thing I want you to understand is that this x in turning point which we are going to have, it will always fall between the x-intercept which you have these two. It has to be in between. If it's not in between, everything is wrong. Now, if you explain that to your, if a data boy explains that to you guys, then you'll be like, this person knows what they're doing. Even if you don't know, still the graph will come out. So we have negative 3 here. Negative 5 over 4 is approximately negative 1 point something, which is going to be here. And 1 and negative half or positive half will be there. It has to touch at 6. It has to touch at 6, and the turning point 49 over 4 is approximately, I don't know, but it should be on top of that. 49 over 4. The turning point is where now you guys, there are some situations, especially those people who stay in Karingalinga, you are going to realize that when they go in school, the class has been cancelled. Then if they have got a friend, they will go and rest there. So a turning point is a point where the graph is going to rest. You go to your friend's room, you go and rest, then you turn here. So it will come like that. It reaches there, it comes, it touches there, then it goes like that. From what we have done here, we have gotten about 6 marks. There is no test, no exam without this question. We need to know this one, eh? We need to know this one. Any questions so far about this one?
No questions.
No question.
No questions.
Okay.
Sunday,
Why what? Why what? The one who is asking, sir, there, why? Then inabaya. Another set of the questions that you guys should be familiar with is composite function. Let's say given that f of x, these questions I'm getting them from different past papers and tutorial sheet. Given that f of x is equal to x plus 1 divided by 3x minus 4, then given that g of x is equal to x squared minus x, then h of x is equal to the square root of 4x minus 3. The question is, solve the equation of f inverse of g of x should be equal to 0. Okay, that's the first question. So let's first find the inverse of f of x. Inverse is something that is not complicated. Now I'm going to show you another method, a very simple method, so that when you go and teach those people who doesn't know about this, they'll be able to say, but this one knows math. You guys, you know this method. Y is equal to x plus 1 divided by 3x minus 4. Then you start now finding, you make x as a subject of the formula. So if I cross multiply, I'll have x plus 1 is equal to 3yx minus 4y. Shift this to the other side, x minus 3yx is equal to negative 4 minus 1. Negative 4y, right? Factor out x, so it will be 1 minus 3y is equal to negative 4y minus 1. Then you divide everywhere by 1 minus 3y, even here 1 minus 3y. So these they will cancel. X is equal to negative 4y minus 1, 1 minus 3y. Anyone with a problem on how to find this? Those who are following, we have not made any mistake, right? Have we made any mistake? I lost my network, but I think you guys were there when I was writing this question, right?
No.
What of the time I was sketching the previous question?
No.
Who?
We were
Who? Okay, no problem. So I can't go back. That's a problem.
How have you done this in 2 minutes?
Okay, so now this question is saying, given that f of x, g of x squared, this one, then h we have that. Then he's saying we need to solve the first question is saying we need to solve the equation f of inverse of g is equal to 0. So the first thing is we need first to find the inverse of f. Then now we do f inverse of g, then we equate equal to 0 and solve for x, not so? So you are not responding again. I assume that the network is not okay.
No, the network is okay. It's fine, it's okay.
Okay. So what I was doing, I was finding the inverse. So I have done this. You guys know how to find the inverse, not so?
Yes, we don't.
How to find the inverse? This is what we do. Normally, you guys, you use this formula where you equate f of x equal to x to y. Then you make x as a subject of the formula. This is the method you know. Not so?
Yes.
Let me show you a simple method. Let me show you a simple method which you can use to convince anyone who doesn't understand functions. So what you are going to do, exchange these things. Equate this f of x equal to x, then put where there is x, put y. For y plus 1 is equal to 3y minus 4, like that. Have you seen what I've done?
We've seen, but we can't understand. Yes.
When you are used eating in Shima, you go to England, it becomes very hard for you to adapt. Some people who go to England or to Russia, they will carry mini meal because they are used with Shima. You are used with y is equal to x plus 1 divided by this. It's the one I'm going to use for you. Let us make x as a subject of the formula. So it will be 3xy minus 4y is equal to x plus 1. I'm going to shift x to go to the other side, 4y to go to the other side. 3xy minus x is equal to 1 plus 4y. I'll make x as a subject of the formula. 3y minus 1 is equal to 1 plus 4y. Divide everywhere by 3y minus 1, 3y minus 1. X will be equal to, these will cancel, 1 plus 4y divided by 3y minus 1. Therefore, f of inverse of x is equal to 1 plus, where there is y, put x, divided by f 3x minus 1. That's the inverse. Another method that you can use. Sorry? Another method that you can use to impress your crushes is this method. Instead of me putting y here, I'll go direct and put x. I'll just say x is equal to, where there is x, put y. Y plus 1 divided by 3y minus 4. Go ahead and make y as a subject of the formula and you are going to find the same answer. In that case, you don't have to exchange where there is y, put x. It will come out perfect. Do you want us to solve, or you can do it on your own? You can do it on your own. Let's go to the next one.
So on the question before you lost the network, you said that you show us another method of completing the square, which is easier than that one you were saying. But now you lost your network. We were waiting for that.
No, the method that you know. Which method do you know for completing square method? Or you mean on how to sketch the graph?
No, you said that there's a shortcut of completing the square, the simpler method. But not the one that you use.
Which method?
The one that you use.
Oh, so you don't know the other one, the hard one. That is the easier one. The one I used.
Oh, that is the easier one?
Yes.
If we can just swap this same answer using the same y, substitute y on the inverse.
You can't do it.
You also have to touch to for question 1.
Don't worry. So let's do this. Now this is going to give us if you do this, make y as a subject of the formula, it will come out direct like that. You don't have to plug it, you don't have to exchange anything. You know what I mean, right? Now where there is x, put g. It means that this is going to be 1 plus 4, where there is x, put g, to be x squared minus x. Then divide it. What am I doing? I'm going to divide everything by 3. Where there is x, you put this. Then minus 1, equal to 0. So it will be 1 plus 4x squared minus 4x divided by 3x squared minus 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. So if you cross multiply this guy on the denominator and 0, it will just give me 0. So I'll end up having 1 plus 4x squared minus 4x is equal to 0. So you are solving the equation. Yalikaba 4x squared minus 4x plus 1 is equal to 0. Can I use the product and sum? I don't think it can work out. It can. The product is 4, the sum is negative 4. Factors can be negative 2 and negative 2. Negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. Negative 2 times negative 2 positive 4. Therefore, 4x squared minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Factor out 2x. I will remain with 2x minus 1. Factor out 1, negative 1. So it will be 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. Since these guys are the same, you write 1. 2x minus 1 and 2x minus 1 again equal to 0. So in short, 2x minus 1 is equal to 0 and x will be equal to 1 over 2. That's the only answer. Any question? Yes.
This is the first question you're saying f of x equals x plus 1 over 2x minus 4.
So this question was given that the function f of x is equal to x plus 1 over 3x minus 4, g of x is equal to x squared minus x, and h of x is equal to the square root of 4x minus 3. Solve the equation of this. Yes, so that's what we're from doing actually. So what else are we supposed to do? Then it continued to say, find the domain of the composite function. They like this question. Finding the domain. They want us to find the domain. They are saying find the domain of h of g of x. So in the function of h where there is x, put g. So it will be like this. 4 open brackets x minus 3. You can ask so this is the composite of that guy. Now they want me to find the domain. Any question there before I find the domain?
No questions have been gotten.
Sir, I have a question. So that question is done.
Yes, we have found the value of x.
Oh, thank you.
To find the domain of this guy, get what is in the square root only. Do greater than or equal to 0. So for x, the product is negative 12. The sum is negative 4. What is the factor? You know what I'm doing here, right?
Yes.
So what am I going to have? Negative 6 and positive what? 2. 4x squared minus 6x plus 2x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. Factor out 2x. I'll have 2x minus 3. Factor out 1. 2x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. So I have 2x plus 1. 2x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. So 2x plus 1 greater than or equal to 0, and 2x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. So for x, so it will be 2x greater than or equal to negative 1. If I divide both sides by x, it will be negative 1 over 2. If I shift 3 to go to the other side, it will be x is equal to 3 or greater than or equal to 3 over 2. Who is behind here? No one, eh?
Yes.
In any question which we are going to solve, even when you are in class, there should be someone who is supposed to be behind. It's not normal for everyone to understand. You know that, right? Have you seen now what I was telling you? Have you seen what I was telling you? In any question that we are supposed to solve here, there should be someone who is supposed to be confused. That is normal. So we are finding.
So my question is,
Yes.
should I go ahead?
Yes. Really.
Alright. When are we supposed to change the sign here? Like for example, if when this positive one comes this side, we still maintain the greater than or equal to. I'm just getting confused. Like, where are we required to change this sign here? During
Have you seen? Okay. Let me answer your question using this. So if you have something like this, then I have to shift 1 to go to the other side, so it will be negative 2x. Negative 2x greater than or equal to negative 1. Divide. Whenever you are dividing it by negative, that's when this guy changes. So it only changes when you are dividing by negative. We have answered one question. Another person was asking, what are we doing? We are finding the domain of this.
Okay, sir.
Yes. In anything, as long as you come up with this and you find that you have these and you have got more than one answer, it will always take you back to inequality. Now people make mistakes and they will report that the domain is just that. No, it's wrong. So this will go back to the table. This is now an inequality. So this is now an inequality. So then I'm going to put negative half and 3 over. The number in between it should be 0. Here I can get 2. Here I can get negative what? Negative 1. Initially, before I divided these things, we had 2x plus 1. Then this guy, it was 2x minus 3, right? So these are the things that I'm going to put here. 2x minus 3. Here I have to put so here now we are solving also inequality, so I don't think you are going to have challenges on how to do this inequality. If I put negative 1 here, it will be negative 2 minus plus 1, which is going to be negative. If I put negative even here, it will be negative. Negative times negative is positive. If I put 0 where there is x, it will be 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is positive. Here it will be negative, overall negative. So there's someone who is behind here, and I understand that's normal. If I put 2 where there is x, it will be 4 plus 1, 5, so positive. Then here it will be 4 minus that, positive. The overall positive. Now you look at the guy that you have here. This is greater than. So if it's greater than or equal to, then we are going to get the positive part. This guy and this guy, and that guy is not the answer. So then the domain in this case, we are starting from this point going to negative infinity. So not included negative infinity all the way to negative half. Included union, I jump from 3 over 2 all the way to comma infinity, like that. That is the domain. Any question? How many people are confused? But then when you are teaching, people who are confused are supposed to be less than the people who are going to understand. Then that is normal.
I have a quick question. It's not that I'm confused, but
Mhm.
I have tested the question similar to this, but the question instead of the answers
Mhm.
of the x value, the first x value has greater than or equal to, or the other x value has less than or equal to.
Mhm.
That was because at some point I have to divide by a negative.
Okay, so if you have got another one which is less, for example, if this was less than, then this is still greater than, you still follow the first one, which is just greater than. But in a case, there is only, when you're dealing with inequalities, we always follow the first sign. But for this type, it only changes when when these guys have changed. For this type of question, if this is greater than, then we end up solving, and then all of them they have changed to less than. I would have followed less than. But normal inequality, even if both of them have changed, we still follow the first one.
I can go to make it simple. I deal with them done. I think they were all greater than or equal to.
No, still, even if one is greater than another one is less than, you still follow the first one.
Should I bring it up to the question?
You have a question?
No, should I show you the same question which has brought up this confusion?
Yes, you can send in my inbox.
Right.
And my question might take you back. I joined the class a little late, but then also, what if we're asked to find the range here on such a question? How would we go about it?
They can't ask you.
Why? How? You know.
It's not at your level.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Yes, they can't ask you.
When does the sign change from greater than or equal to less than or equal to?
Sorry.
I heard of changing the sign from greater than or equal to less than or equal to. When does it change?
When does it change? Mm.
Something like when it's negative.
Mm. When something is negative, when does it change? Okay. So it can only change if at all I have got 1 minus x greater than or equal to 0. So if I shift 1 to the other side, it will be negative. When I divide here by negative, even here by negative, this guy will change now to less than or equal to. You have seen it? Yes. Do we have challenges on how to find alpha and beta?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, yes.
Yes.
Given that 2x squared plus 3x minus 6 is equal to 0, the question is the roots of the quadratic equation 2x squared plus 3x minus 6 is equal to 0 are alpha and beta. Find the value of each of the expression. The first one is alpha minus beta, divide it by beta, then plus alpha plus beta divided by alpha. The best way what you can do, you need first to find what we call the sum and product. Sum is given by negative b over a. This is a, this is b, and this is c. Product is given by alpha times beta is equal to c over a. So then alpha plus beta is equal to, what is beta? Oh, sorry, what is b? B is 3, so it's negative 3 over a is 2. Now I want to find alpha times beta. Alpha times beta, c is negative 6 divided by a, which is 2. then I'll end up having negative 3. So in any case, I can't solve this the way it is. I should be able to find either alpha plus beta or alpha times beta. Then I plug in the values. You understand? So then I'll find the common denominator, which is going to be alpha times beta. So beta into alpha beta, beta and beta will cancel. Then alpha times what I have on top, it will be alpha squared minus alpha beta. Plus alpha into alpha beta, alpha and alpha will cancel. Then I'll have alpha beta times alpha is alpha beta plus alpha times or beta times beta, it will be beta squared. These two guys will give me 0. I'll end up having alpha squared plus beta squared divided by alpha times beta. We don't have time for me to drive the formula for this, but if you have been watching my videos, I've managed to drive the formulas. So it is alpha plus beta squared plus minus 2 alpha beta. Wherever you are going to see alpha to the power 2 plus beta to the power 2, you should be replacing it with this. Wherever you are going to find alpha to the power 3 and this, you should always replace it with alpha plus beta to the power 3 minus 2 alpha beta, or 3 alpha beta, open brackets, alpha plus beta. I don't know if I've made any mistake here. Data boys, you can correct me. Any data boy to correct me? So we are good to go, right? We are good to go. Anyone to respond?
Yes, sir, you can continue.
Yeah, I will continue.
Okay. So then I'm going to replace the top part with alpha plus beta to the power 2 minus 2 alpha beta divided by alpha plus times beta. So alpha times beta, alpha plus beta, we know that is negative 3 over 2, but we have to square it. Minus 2 alpha times beta is negative 3 divided by negative 3. So negative 3 squared is 9, 2 squared is 4, minus, that is going to be 6. Now you divide this by 3. In simple terms, this is basically the same as 9 over 4 minus 6 over 1. Find first this, then you are going to divide it by 3, negative 3, later on. So the common denominator is 4. 4 there, I'll have 9 minus 24. What is 9 minus 24? What is 9 minus 24? It should be negative 15, right? So negative 15 over 4, now we divide it by negative 3. So it's more like I'll put it divided by negative 3. So negative 15 over...
Sir, I want to ask something.
Ask.
Where there's negative 2, open bracket, negative 3. So when we do negative 2 by negative 3, is it, I thought it's supposed to be positive 6.
Oh, it's supposed to be positive 6, yes, thank you. These are the data boys we want. They'll be able to spot an error to say, oh, there's a mistake there. Then there are those data boys where you just sit and then it's normal. It's normal. Have you ever gone to the real basement where you studied almost 3 hours? you go back to your room but still blank. Those are job B's. There's a difference between a job B and a charge. So now there we go, this should be positive, so it's positive 15 over 4. Divide it by 3, negative 3, sorry, so positive 15. How many are behind? At least if 4 are behind, then we are okay.
Sir,
Yes.
when the answer changes since we're now adding, unlike here you're using 50 because we subtracted.
Yes. What a data girl. Let me start from here. I think I've made a mistake. Now, 9 over 4 plus 6 divided by 1. The common denominator is 4. 4 into 4 is 1. 1 times 9 is 9. Then here it will be 24. So what is 9 plus 24? Is that what?
That will be 33.
33 divided by 4. But remember, there is also divided by negative 3. So I'll say 33 divided by 4 times 1 over negative 33. 3 there 1, 3 there into 33, 11. So now I have got 11 over negative 1 times 4, negative 4. And that becomes my answer. Alpha and beta, another thing that you need to be familiar with is how to find the equation. Is that okay? How to find the equation. Which question can I get for how to find the? You already know about how to find the equation, or we go to another question?
We'll get another question, sir.
Okay. Tomorrow you should not come and.
On the equation.
Okay, just a minute. Let's do one for the equation. Minus 6 is equal to 0. The question is, the roots of the quadratic equation 2x squared plus 3x minus 6 is equal to alpha and beta. Find the value. No, sorry. This is not the question. It is 2x minus x. 2x minus x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now let me read the question. Find the quotient. I'm tired now. The root of the quadratic equation 2x squared minus x plus 4 is equal to 0 are alpha and beta. Find the quadratic equation with the integer coefficient which has the roots of alpha plus beta divided by alpha squared and alpha plus beta divided by beta squared. Now they want you to find the equation whose roots are this. So when you have got and, they want you to add this first. They want you to add this. Another one, they want you to do, you multiply this. So because we're talking about sum and the product, now the equation is given by x squared minus alpha plus beta times x plus alpha times beta is equal to 0. This is the sum and this is the product. Using the same thing, this is A, this is B, and this is C. So alpha plus beta is still negative B over A. So B is negative 1. Negative times negative will be positive, so it will be positive 1 over A is 2. Alpha times beta is C over A. C is 4, A is 2, so I'll end up having 2. The first thing, let us first add this. Before we continue, who is behind? Before we continue, who is behind? You can be thinking we are together, can't I'm just alone. Who is behind? There should be someone who is supposed to be behind. It's not possible. No, you can't. 90 of you can't understand all of you. No one. It's not.
That is behind, sir.
The common denominator is alpha times beta, but square square.
You no one is behind. Let them no one. We are behind when
Okay, you can mute your mic. Let's continue. Mute your mics. Let's continue. So the common denominator is alpha squared beta squared. So alpha squared, you know what I'm doing, right? This question
Yes.
this question is involving, come on. So now what I'm going to remain with is beta squared. So I'll have beta squared times alpha. On top is alpha beta squared. Then I'm going to have plus beta squared times beta is beta to the power 3, plus here beta and beta will go, so it will be alpha to the power 3 plus, then it will also be beta times, it will be alpha squared, so it will be alpha squared times beta, like that. The best thing that we can do here is first to leave this guy and this guy alone, which is going to be alpha to the power 3 plus beta to the power 3. Then let's get this and this also to be together, plus alpha beta squared plus alpha squared beta. Divide this. This now can be written as alpha times beta in the brackets to a power 2. The best thing that we can do now, we know that we have to replace this with something. Remember what I said, you replace that with alpha plus beta raised to the power 3 minus 3 alpha beta, open brackets alpha plus beta. Now here you are going to factor out alpha beta for these two guys. I don't have enough space. I'll shift this guy to come here. I'm going to factor out alpha beta, and I'll remain with beta squared. No, it will be beta times, so it's the same even if I start with alpha. So it will be alpha plus beta. You divide this by alpha beta to the power 2. We can go ahead and now plug in the values. Alpha plus beta is 1 over 2 raised to the power 3 minus 3 alpha beta is what? 2. Then alpha plus beta is what? In fact, why are we wasting time? This is wrong. It's not wrong, but I'm wasting time. These two guys can be added. So it will be negative 2 alpha beta, open brackets alpha plus beta. I hope no one is behind now. Who is behind? It's not true. You are supposed to be behind. So half raised to the power 3 minus 2 alpha times it, okay, it's normal. You can't go to the hospital and tell them that the whole body is just paining. They are going to give you painkillers, and you're not going to, they are not going to know the problem. They ask you what's wrong, the whole body is paining. What medication are they going to give you? Mm. Hello.
Pastor,
Yes.
there on the phone, I did
was supposed to be 3, not 2.
Which formula, sir? You mean this one?
Yeah.
So,
Supposed to be 3, not 2.
so sir, listen, sir. Look here. This part here has been replaced by this. Are we together there? But we have factored out this part and it has given us this. I hope you are following there. Now you can clearly see that this guy is basically the same as this guy, so it can be added. -3 alpha beta plus alpha beta is -2. That's where this is coming from.
Oh, I understand now.
Once to the power 3 is 1, then it will be 8. 2 to the power 3 is 8. Minus, it will be 4. Then 4, then there is half here. The best way what we can do is this 2 and that 2 can cancel. And I'll end up having just 2. Divide that by 2 squared is 4. Do you guys know that 1 over 8 minus 2 over 1 is the same as I put times 8 divided by 8. Then on top I'll have 16. If you don't understand here, do the normal way, divide it by 1. So it will be 1 minus 16, it will be -15 over 8. You are still behind. Now what we are going to do, this -15 over 8, you divide it by 4. Not so. -15 over 8 times 1 over 4, which is going to give us -15 over, what is 8 times 4? 32. So here there will be -15 over 32. That is the product. The sum. One thing I hate about such kind of questions, because they give us big numbers, and for you to solve it, it will take some time. And if when you rush, you are going to end up getting 0 at the same time. So I don't know. Now you have to multiply them. This is now simple. Multiplying is simple. I'm multiplying this by that. So it's x times x is alpha, alpha times alpha, alpha squared. Alpha times beta is alpha beta. Beta times alpha, alpha beta. Beta times beta, beta squared. Then this just becomes alpha times beta raised to the power 2. We still have alpha squared plus beta squared. Those two can be added to be 2 alpha beta. Divide that by alpha times beta raised to the power 2. Remember, this can be replaced by alpha plus beta raised to the power 2 minus 2 alpha beta plus 2 alpha beta. Divide it by alpha times beta raised to the power 2. This and this can go, it will be 0. I'll remain with alpha plus beta raised to the power 2 divided by alpha times beta raised to the power 2. We can plug in the values. Alpha plus beta is 1 over 2 raised to the power 2. Alpha times beta is 2 raised to the power 2. 1 over 4 divided by 4, because this is 4. 1 over 4 times 1 over 4. So it's 1 over 16. This is now the product. Using that thing, I can now go ahead and write my equation. So x squared minus, open brackets, alpha plus beta is -15. So now negative and negative will cancel. It will give me plus 15 over 32 plus 1 over 16. But there is x here. Don't forget to put x there. Should be equal to 0. We don't leave our equation like that. Do times the number that is big on the denominator, which is 32. I'll do times 32 everywhere. 32 times x, it will be 32 x squared plus this and that will cancel, so I'll have 15x plus 16 there, it will be 2 is equal to 0. That's the equation. Any question on how to find the equation? Someone is behind, which is normal, but which other question are we supposed to talk about in tutorial sheet, especially 2 and 3?
How to find the range?
Of what?
I don't know specifically, but the question
Then also in the version 3, version 3, question 5a.
You can ask. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to session 3 of our today's discussion. And I think we're not going to do a lot. Then after this class, I'll be able to show you what you are supposed to focus on. Okay, so it is not necessary or important for you to start solving math now up to 02. You might end up failing, but you need enough enough time to rest. Without wasting much of your time, let's start with rational functions. Okay, so for this type of rational function, I'm going to teach you two things. Let me just say three things. The question that they like asking about rational functions, I'll start with the question that we have here, which is this question here. Now this question is just saying, actually they will say sketch the graph of the graph of the following function, state their domain and range, clearly identify all intercept and asymptote. This is the type of the question that we are expecting tomorrow, and for those who are going to write after tomorrow. Okay, so you need to understand and know how to find the domain. Now, how do we find the domain of a rational function? A rational function can never be a over 0 or a 0 over 0. I can never have 0 on the denominator. Therefore, to find the domain of any rational function, get what is on the denominator. Now we are solving part A, which is 2x plus 8 equate not equal to 0. So for x, so 2x is not equal to negative 8. I've shifted 8 to the other side. Divide both sides by 2. Divide both sides by 2. These two will cancel. Therefore, x is not equal to negative 4. Then I can clearly see that the domain is all real numbers except negative 4. So starting from negative infinity all the way to negative 4, not included, union, starting from negative 4 all the way to positive infinity. Who is behind on how to find the domain? Perfect. Another thing that we need to take note, guys, is this. Another thing that we need to take note, you can show the domain in set interval notation, which is this one, or in set Boolean notation. The domain x is such that x is not equal to negative 4, comma, x is a member of all real numbers, just like that. In other books, they will tell you to say the domain is x is a member of all real numbers, then they say x is not equal to negative 4, like this. It's basically the same thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we find the domain of any rational function. Without wasting much of your time, let us find the domain of part 2. No, part 2 is the same as this other one. Let's go and find the domain of part E. Get the denominator minus 5 not equal to 0. The product is positive 4. The sum, the product is negative 5. The sum is positive 4. Factors is positive 4 and positive 5 and negative 1. So that when I do positive 5 minus 1 is positive 4. Positive 5 times 1, it will give me positive 4. When you reach at this point, you know that there is positive 1 here. The coefficient of x squared is positive 1. These are your answers. X plus 5 and x minus 1 not equal to 0. Therefore, x should never be equal to negative 5 and x should never be equal to 1. This is my domain. So then, the domain will be from negative infinity all the way to negative 5, union from negative 5 all the way to 1, union from 1 all the way to positive infinity. This is my domain. Any question on how to find the domain of rational function? I'm not getting you. I don't know if my network is not okay or is your network. Okay, anyone who has got a question on how to find the domain of rational function. These are the questions we're expecting tomorrow and the other day. I don't know when you're going to write 1100.
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
sir,
Yes, madam.
sir, I have a question. How can you know that you're supposed to find the product, the sum, and the factor when answering the domain?
Ask your question again.
How are you supposed to know that you're supposed to find the sum, the product, and the factor when answering the domain?
If the denominator is a quadratic equation,
Okay, thank you.
you know what it means when I say quadratic, right? If it is x squared. Okay, let's talk about the range. To cut the story short, let's not waste time here. To cut the story short, if you know how to find the domain, then you know how to find the asymptote. The domain is basically the vertical asymptote. The range is the horizontal asymptote. So for question 1, I know that we found that the domain, it was x is not equal to negative 4. When we come back and start now talking about the asymptote, you should not be confused, because the vertical asymptote, instead of saying not equal to, then we will say x is equal to negative 4. Who is behind? The other one, the vertical asymptote will be x is equal to negative 5 and x is equal to 4, or x is equal to 1. The ones where we said not equal to. Then when we're talking about the asymptote now, you just say equal to. Who is confused? Which is good. Okay. Okay, but you're okay on how to find the domain, right?
Yes.
Let's continue then. Let's talk about the range. How do we find the range? If the function is bottom heavy, I'll start with part 1. If the function is bottom heavy, The range, you say y is not equal to 0. What do we mean when we say the function is bottom heavy? The degree of x on the denominator is greater than the degree of x on top. That function is considered as bottom heavy. Y is not equal to 0. Just like that. Stop wasting time and finding the range, and then, or you find the inverse. That is, we're dealing with time here. We don't have enough time. Even tomorrow when you're writing test, we don't have enough time. You can't start finding the inverse. If the function is bottom heavy, y is not equal to 0. That is the range. Let's go back to this. How can I find the range for part 2? Considering the fact that the denominator and the numerator have got the same degree of x. This is x to the power 1, this is x to the power 1. You divide the coefficient. Y is not equal to, the coefficient here is negative 1, the coefficient here is 1. Y is not equal to negative 1 over 1. So therefore y is not equal to negative 1. So the range, you know how to put it, from negative infinity all the way to 0, union 0 all the way to positive infinity. For this one, negative infinity all the way to negative 1, not included, union negative 1 all the way to positive infinity. Who is behind on how to find the range?
I am a bit behind on this.
No, if you raise your hand, I'm not going to be able to see your hand. So it's just to ask. Just unmute yourself and ask. It's normal. That's normal. Not everyone can understand. But I can try my best.
Lawrence, I want to cut. Take a face before you can tell me yes. Sir,
Mm-hmm.
why did you get the negative 1?
Yarikosa.
When I
Yarikosa. Manyuna cheos. Okay. Here is the thing, guys. We are saying, but you are all okay on how to find the domain, right? Anyone who is behind on how to find the domain? No one is behind. How to find the range? We have people who are still behind, right?
Yes.
Let's start with the first one. If the function is bottom heavy, what do we mean by bottom heavy? The degree of x down here is greater than the degree of x down here is greater than the degree of x on top here. On top I don't have x. Initially I have x, but it's x to the power 0. Now this function is bottom heavy because x down is greater than x on top. So range, in that case, you just say y is not equal to 0. Then you say the range starting from negative infinity to 0, union 0 all the way to positive infinity. The one who was behind, are we together now?
yes.
The way this function is, the bottom and on top there we have got the same number of the degree of x. What I mean is, this is x to the power 1, this is also x to the power 1. So this function has got the same degree of x on top and down. Then you divide. Y is not equal to, divide this negative x divided by x. Negative x divided by x. If I say the coefficient, maybe you are getting confused. So y would be not equal to negative 1. So the range now starting from negative infinity to negative 1, union negative 1 to positive infinity. Those people who are confused, are we now together?
Yes, we are together now.
Nice. If that's true. Using this concept we have given you right now, Can you guys go ahead and tell me the range of this? Let's do fast. Time is not with us. What's the range? Hmm?
-4. Why will not be equal to -4?
-4.
Thank you. Based on that information I gave you, what is the range for part E? Let's do fast.
0.
Are we all in support with 0?
No.
Yes,
The one who is saying no. This function is bottom heavy. We have got x to the power 2. Here is just x to the power 1. So y is not equal to 0. The one who is saying no. Now, let us go ahead and now continue with what we are supposed to do. Now, we know now how to find the domain and range. That's the reason why I didn't issue tutorial sheet 2, or is it tutorial sheet 2 where there is domain and range, because I know to say there's a question here. But you should also look at the questions which are how to find the domain of this type of a question, and also this type of a question. You should go back. I think I solved the video that I posted. You should look at this. It's also very important. The ones which I've just written here. You should be able to know how to find the domain of those. Okay? So I posted the video. You can mute your mic. Before I remove you, you can mute your mic. Okay. Now let us sketch this. Sketching rational function, you need first to come up with the asymptote.
No, I can't see the screen.
Leave the meeting and join again. Guys, if your mic is not muted, we are wasting time for us to do a lot of things. So if your mic is not muted, we are wasting your time. It's not my time, but you are wasting your time, because we are supposed to do at least a lot of things. So I can't continue because you are making noise. I asked you guys to say if you know how to find the domain and range. I don't want you to get confused whenever we're talking about the domain. If you know how to find the domain, then you know how to find the vertical asymptote. We use the same thing. Vertical asymptote, you get the denominator 2x plus 8 is equal to 0. In this case, we're not going to say not equal to 0, but equal to 0. So for x is equal to -4. So my vertical asymptote is that x is equal to -4. Another thing is how to find the horizontal asymptote. The same method where I was saying bottom heavy, it applies here. So instead of me saying y is not equal to 0, I'll say y is equal to 0. That is the horizontal asymptote. Who is behind on how to find the horizontal asymptote and the vertical asymptote? You're not supposed to be confused here, because the domain is the same as the vertical asymptote. The range is the same as horizontal asymptote. Then you need to find the intercept. To find the x-intercept, y should be equal to 0. Then solve for x. So y is equal to 5 divided by 2x plus 8. Where there is y, put 0. Now cross multiply. If you cross multiply here, you have 5 is equal to everything here times 0 is 0. 5 can never be equal to 0. Then you say no x-intercept. in that case. In simple terms, if x is not appearing on top here, then this function has got no x-intercept. If x is appearing on top, this function has got x-intercept. That's the simplest way. Have I made myself clear? After finding this, you need to find the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, x should be equal to 0. So y is equal to 5 divided by 2, where there is x, put 0, plus 8. So y will be equal to 5 over 8. So when x is 0, y is 5 over 8. This is the only coordinate that I have. After doing this, I can now go ahead and sketch this. Here is my graph. The first thing what should come in your mind is the vertical asymptote. The vertical asymptote we are talking about x. X is negative 4. Put negative 4 here. Cut a line. Y, horizontal asymptote has to cut at y. So y is equal to 0 at this point. When we do that, then you look at this. In x we have got 0, in y 5 over 8. 5 over 8 is approximately 0 point something. It can be somewhere here. So I'll put 5 over 8. 5 over 8, comma 0, it is at this point. Meaning, the graph will start from the asymptote, running away from the asymptote, touching this point, and getting closer to that point. What you have done here, reflect this part opposite side. So the opposite of this side is here. I'm going to reflect this one to be that side. Put the arrows because we don't know where the graph is ending. This is the graph of function A. I know you are not confused. Then we can now solve part B. Since you are not confused. Part B, the first thing we have to find the vertical asymptote. Get the denominator equal to 0. So for x, x is equal to 4. This function is not bottom heavy. So the horizontal asymptote is going to be y is equal to negative x over x is negative 1. Let's find the intercept. To find the x-intercept, you write here x-intercept. Y should be equal to 0. So 0 is equal to 6 minus x divided by x minus 4. Here divided by 1. If you cross multiply, it will be 6 minus x. The denominator times 0 is 0. So therefore, 6 is equal to x. So when x is 6, y is 0. That is the first coordinate we are going to have. Go ahead and also find the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, x should be equal to 0. So y is equal to 6 minus, where there's x, put 0, then 0 minus 4. So y will be equal to 6 divided by negative 4. So y will be equal to 2 here. It will be negative 3 over 2. When x is 0, y is negative 3 over 2. If you have got both x and y intercept, you do not need to reflect the graph in some cases. But let's see. It's going to be reflected automatically, unless if it's going to be one-sided, then we are going to reflect in that case. There we go. What is our x-intercept? Also, the vertical asymptote is that x is equal to 4. I'll put 4 here. Draw a line cutting at 4. Y is equal to negative 1. I'll put negative 1 here. Draw a line cutting negative 1. The first guy that we have, in x is 6, in y we have 0. Where can we have that? I'll put it here, 6, 0. Sorry. In x is 6. So I can keep 6 to be here. In y is 0, so it is at this point. Not what I was doing. You have seen, right? I can be talking around.
Yes, we are.
Yes, sir.
Now, I also have another coordinate here, which is in x is 0, which is this one. In y, we have got negative 3 over 2. Negative 3 over 2 is approximately negative 1 point something, which can be here. Negative 3 over 2. So this is the point. Like I said, in this case, the graph will be reflected automatically. It will come like that. You put arrows. Then we also have another coordinate here. It has been reflected automatically. It has to come here, then it comes there. Normal, it was supposed to come like this. It comes there, then it goes like that. But because I don't have space here, down, as you can see, so that's the reason why it has gone like madongo dongo downside here. Any question on how to sketch these graphs? People tend to have challenges on how to sketch this when it comes to for part E, which we are going to do right now. Part E, we already found the horizontal asymptote. Since it's bottom heavy, y is equal to 0. The vertical asymptote we already found. We said is what? X was equal to negative 5 and x was equal to 1. If you remember, the ones we said not equal to. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Let's find the x-intercept. Let's find the y-intercept. Y will be equal to 0 plus 3. Then here it will be 0 plus 0, just negative 5. So where there is x, put 0, so you end up having 3 over 5. 3 over negative 5. So when x is 0, y is negative 3 over 5. Who is behind on how I found this? I have plugged in 0 here. 0 squared is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. Then it's 3 over negative 5. That is the y-intercept. We are good, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
To find the x-intercept, y should be equal to 0. So 0 will be equal to x plus 3 divided by x to the power 2 plus 4 x minus 5. If we cross multiply, we are going to have x plus 3. This 0 times everything down here, I'll end up having 0. Therefore, x is equal to negative 3. When x is negative 3, y is 0. This is now my x-intercept. Before I sketch, any problem there? My goal is to draw this graph. I want it to be very neat, so I need more space. X-intercept is at negative 5 and 1. Cut a line, cut a line. Y-intercept is at 0, cut a line at 0. Normal, or let me say normally, this graph is not supposed to touch the asymptote. In a case where we have got two vertical asymptotes and the function has also the x-intercept, the graph is going to violate the rules. It's going to cross the horizontal asymptote. What do I mean? Let us see. In x, we have got negative 3, comma 0. Negative 3 can be approximately here, comma 0 is there. That's the point. Another one, we have got 0 in x, then y is negative 3 over 5. Negative 3 over 5 is approximately 0 point something, which can be just there. Negative 30. Again, another point will be here. As you can see, we are supposed, the graph is just telling me to say, it's supposed to come from here, it comes here, it comes there, and again, it touches there, and goes like that. It can't end like that because there is a curve here. Reflect this to the opposite side. So this has to be reflected here. There is also another curve here. It has to be reflected opposite side. That is my graph. I have done my best to teach you how to sketch rational functions, unless you have got a problem yourself. What's the problem now? On how to reflect? So it only causes the horizontal asymptote when I have got the x-intercept. Because I'm supposed to touch x. In a case where I have got the horizontal asymptote, I have got two x values. What I mean is the vertical asymptote I have found 2. I also have the x asymptote, sorry, the x-intercept. Then it's going to cross the horizontal asymptote. That's the rule. Exactly. That only applies if there are only 2 vertical asymptote. But in other questions, like this question here, this one, it can't cross because we don't have x-intercept. It can't cross the horizontal asymptote. But it's going to have 2 vertical asymptote, but it can't cross the horizontal asymptote. One question has... Sorry? One thing I hate about this is because 1 hour, we have spent almost 30 minutes just to do one question. And yet there are other things that we need to do. You guys wanted to learn how to sketch modulus functions, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Iriko yonse. Sketch the graph of the modulus function below. In each case, use your graph to state the range of the function. In most cases, guys, let me be honest with you. If math, as you are going to have a short holiday, if you are still struggling with the first topics before you go in semester 2, I would advise you first you have to deal with those topics. Because it's going to be so tiresome for you to do semester 1 work when you're about to write exam. So this is the best time where you can revise this. When you write the test, go back to semester 1 before you go to semester 2. Try to revise. Those who are going to be with me during the holiday, I'll be giving you some Tuma quizzes so that you should be able to practice. Then you have to go just a bit ahead of semester 2. Just a bit. This is not secondary where you have to finish the syllabus. If you overdo it, then you might do something that is not going to be covered. You get my point, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sketching modulus function is something that is very simple. I always teach this simple method because I know that you guys can't fail this. Get what is in the modulus only, equal to 0. 2x plus 8 is equal to 0. So for x, 2x is equal to negative 8. Divide it by 2, x will be equal to negative 4. Let me repeat myself. When you are sketching, this question is not talking about the defining. I think you guys have learned about the defining. But if you don't know anything about the defining, I have explained everything about the defining. It's there on YouTube. But this question is just saying sketch. Get what is in the modulus, equal to 0, solve for x. X is equal to negative 4. Put x and y here and have this only 3 coordinates. Put negative 4 in between and get a number greater than negative 4, which is going to be negative 3, a number less than negative 4, which is negative 5. Who is behind on how to get this x coordinate?
Me, sir.
How come you are behind? Get what is in the modulus only, equal to 0. So for x, we have found that x is equal to negative 4. Make these to my coordinate just 3 points. Put negative 4 in between. Get a number greater than negative 4, which is negative 3. A number less than negative 4, which is negative 5. You are still behind. But it's normal to be behind.
No, I've understood. Thank you.
Y is equal to 2x, the modulus of 2x plus 8. So y will be equal to the modulus of, where there is x, let's put negative 5 plus 8. So y will be equal to the modulus of negative 10 plus 8. Y will be equal to the modulus of negative 2. What is the modulus of negative 2? Is 2. So this is 2. Again, plug in negative 4. Negative 4 plus 8, I'll have negative 8 plus 8, which is going to give me 0. Again, plug in negative 3. The answer that we are going to find here, it will always be the same as the answer you are going to find here. If I plug in negative 3 here, I'll end up having negative 6. Negative 6 plus 8 is 2. So here it will be 2. When you find this, then you are done with sketching. Unless you have got a problem there. Let me know. Any problem? Come up with a simple sketch. Put these coordinates. How do I put these coordinates? In x, I've got negative only. So I've got negative 5, negative 4, and negative 3. To make this graph to be neat, why can't I just shift this one to go this side and this one to go this side? Let me just leave it like that. In y, I have got 2, positive 2, and 0. What does it tell me? I start negative 5, 2, it is here. Negative 4, 0 is there. Negative 3, 2 is there. This graph starts from this point, coming here, it has to connect here and goes that side. Put arrows, we don't know where it is ending. I'm done with the sketching of that. Using the graph, we want to find the range. Even just using this, I can find the range. These are values of y. In y, we are starting from 0, then we have 2. So it is the range 0 included all the way to positive infinity. Starting from this line, 0, going positive infinity. Any question? Which other question do you want me to sketch for you here? Just one? I'll repeat the next one.
Question 5.
Which one is question 5?
G.
1 to G. Get what is in the modulus only equal to 0. So for x, 8x is equal to 2. Divided by 8, divided by 8. X is equal to 1 over 4. xy. Put this coordinate in between 1 over 4. Get a number greater than 1 over 4. What number can be that? I think 1. A number that is less than 1 over 4, I think is 0. You can put any. Now let's go. Y is equal to 7 minus, we are solving question G, the modulus of 8, where there is x, put 0, then minus 2. So y will be equal to 7 minus, this is going to be 0. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. The modulus of negative 2 is negative 2. Therefore, y is equal to 5. So here it should be 5. Have you seen what has happened?
Earlier you said the modulus of negative 2 is positive 2. It has become negative 2 again.
My friend, I have not said it has become negative 2. It's positive 2 because this negative is this negative here. So the modulus of negative 2 we have already come out as positive 2. But because there is negative here, it's the same negative which is appearing here down. You have seen it, right?
Yes.
Now let us go ahead and plug in now what? 1 over 4. So y will be equal to 7, positive 7 minus 8, where there is x, put 1 over 4, then that. This and this will give me 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. The modulus of 0 is 0. 7 minus 0 is 7. Are we together?
Yeah, sure.
So then, if I put 1, it's going to be 8 times 1 minus 2. 8 times 1 minus 2 is what?
Positive 6.
Positive 6. So 7 minus 6?
Is positive 1.
Positive 1. Now, if you want to make things simple for modulus, what I can advise you is this. Did you see this number that I got here?
Yes.
Then if I come here and put negative 1, I think I would have come and find the same answer for this guy and that guy, not so? But even like that, it's alright. It's still fine. It will still come out perfect. In x we have got 0, 1 over 4 and 1. So I'll put 1 over 4 here and 1. What does it mean? 0, 5. In y we have got 5, 7 and 1. I'll put 1 here, I'll put 5 here and 7 here. So then I can start with 0, 5. In x0, then 5 is here. Not so. Then 1 over 4, 7 is there. Then 1, 1 is here. What does it mean? This graph, it can even tell you to say it's going to come like that. It reaches there, then it goes down like that. Put the arrows, we don't know where it is ending. The question you can ask me is, how did you know that it's going to be like that instead of that? Not so.
Yes.
I'm going to explain this using two concepts. Just before the modulus, there is negative here. This negative tells me that this graph will come out like this. So because there is negative here, there is negative there, me personally, I'll be able to know that the graph will come out like that. But if you still don't understand like that, you are going to have only three points. So I have this point here, I have this point here, I have this point here. Definitely I know that the modulus, it can either be like this or like this. So meaning that I know that it has to come like that. If I have a point here, I have a point here, I have got a point here, I know that it's going to be like that. You have seen it, right?
Yes.
I'm extremely tired. What else do you want me to teach you?
Oh, breaking down, which is modulus.
The what?
Inequalities involving modulus.
Yes, first one question.
Eh.
Also question 4.
The radical.
Some are saying radical, some are saying inequality involving what. So what should we do?
Radical fraction.
Inequalities involving modulus.
Or nivitaka teacher.
No, sir. One question on articles and one question on modulus.
Yes, one just.
Yes, inequality.
Modulus function or modulus equation. Mute your mics. Mute your mics. Mute your mics. Mute your mics. My time is not with us. You need to go back and redo this thing. So I solved this question almost like I solved the whole of this tutorial sheet. So for those who are registered with us, I'm going to show you where question 1 and these other questions where they are, since you comprehend that you are only able to hear the voice but you can't see the screen. Let's solve one question here. Mute your mics. Okay. Which question do you want me to solve? They will not even bring a hard one. Okay, it has to be there.
Question 8. H.
Others are saying H, others are saying
C.
C.
You see, sir.
So here we have to get rid of the frac of this, then we are going to square. If I square, these two and the big square root will go and I will remain with this. plus x outside is equal to 5 squared is 25. Shift x to go to the other side, you remain with x minus 5 is equal to 25 minus x. Again you square. So this and that will cancel. I'll have x minus 5 is equal to 25 times 25 is 225. 25 times x is 25x. X times 25, 25x. And negative x times negative x squared. This is now a quadratic equation. Shift everything here to go to the other side, and you remain with 0 here. So 25 to 25, I've shifted this to the other side, it will be
25 times 25 is 625.
is 625, not 225.
No.
Thank you. 625. Now we are shifting everything to go to the other side, so it will be 625. If I shift negative 5 to come here, it will be plus 5. Then minus, if I add these two, I'll end up having 50x. Then I shift this x to go to the other side, it will be minus x plus x squared. Who is still behind here now? In simple terms, I've got x squared. This will be negative 51x plus 625.
Sir,
Mm.
I have a question, sir. Before we move.
Oh, just a minute. Just a minute. 625 plus 5 is 630. You can now ask.
Yes. Reading when you were starting the calculations
Mm.
on the since you squared on the left hand side,
Mm.
why did not x also been affected by the square there?
Which question are we solving, sir?
Question C.
It has got how many square root?
It has got 2.
So this car 2 and the big square root have gone. So I've remained with this square root, which is just covering x and 5, which is here.
Okay. I've seen now, so I've seen.
Using this formula, I know you'll be able to find the answer. So you were confused on how to come from here. Now use the product and sum. So it has got big numbers, but there is a product and sum which we can use here, and we'll be able to get the answer. Negative 51 and this other one. I think, what is 25 and 26? If we do times, what are we going to have? No, that one I think it can't work. But there are two numbers which when you do times, they will give you 630. And when you do minus, they will give plus, they will give you negative 51. So when you get those numbers, I believe you'll be able to solve. If you can't manage using that, you can use the long division, the quadratic one. Then you'll be able to find. Because of time, these are the questions I solved. I think you guys managed to watch my video. If you didn't, then I don't know what you are waiting for. So you said I should solve also another question under what?
Question 6.
Which one is question 6? In inequalities, it can take almost 30 minutes for us just to solve one question. But I solved these questions. Is it okay if I can send you the link in the group and then you'll be able to watch this? If you still have questions, you ask in the group, because it's involving.
Yes, it's very much okay. It's okay.
It's okay, yes.
Which other question do you want me to solve? The last one. Let's do the last one. Question what? Okay, so question 4, all of them I think I solved as well. So I'll be able to send you the video. Maybe you talk of question 2.
Don't you have questions about questions on rational functions involving modulus? No,
The,
involving modulus.
the inequalities. So
Inequality.
the inequalities involving modulus is in the tutorial sheet for 1100. So for that one, I have reserved. We are going to have another class before your test for 1100. That's why I've not talked about it, because we are doing it for the sake of these guys who are doing it tomorrow. Now let me before we waste time, I want to show you the things that you are supposed to focus on. The first thing that I want you guys to understand, I think it can be better if I show you the tutorial sheet. Um, or maybe I send in the group. Okay, I'm going to send something in the group, then you should follow through from the group. I hope everyone is in the group. Now, before you finish, let me first tell you this from tomorrow. As long as you don't know the question, if the question requires you to think, stop wasting time. Leave it and start solving another question. You get my point, right? Don't be defeated before you go for test. At least eat before going. You can collapse. This is math, Vane. Okay? Another thing that you need to take note is in math we only solve what we know and leave what you don't know. You can't be solving something that you don't know. Okay, so for today we end there. Those who want to learn with me during this holiday, yes, you'll be able to learn with Transcended Institute. Otherwise, thank you very much for your time.